What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Sports Sidebar Podcast. You're tuned in with your boy Rich, and I'm here with my buddies Tom and JD, and we're about to get this thing started. Let's go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We got a brand new episode for everybody. 179. How's everybody doing this hot ass summer day?
Doing good, Rich. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Just trying to keep my lawn alive, not dry out from this heat. Trying to keep my garden going, so I can cook up some. I ain't gotta go grocery shopping. I can just go to the garden and get my tomatoes and stuff. How's everything on your end?
Yeah, man, no complaints. Just surviving the summer. Getting hot down here. You're getting some of that heat now too, but yeah, just kids are home all day. I'm home all day. Interesting times.
Oh yeah, what a time to be alive, man.
Yeah.
I mean, let's get right into it, man. Not too much tonight, but there was not much in NFL. Just people going through training camps. Your boy Rogers wasn't showing up. Your boy Reddick, man, what's going on? Everything all right? You worried?
No, not yet. Two guys I don't think that really need to go to camp, to be honest. I mean, Rogers has been there all off season. I think he missed a couple of days, so not really that concerned there. Reddick just wants to get paid. I think he let them know that when he signed or when he was traded. So I don't think it should come as much of a surprise to the Jets. Maybe they can work out some short-term deal here and see what happens. But not concerned yet. But we'll start worrying about that when official training camp opens.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't think it's a big of a deal now, but I do think Rogers does need to be there more so for the team camaraderie.
Yeah,
I mean,
and that's what I was kind of saying. Like he was there all off season. He's been there all spring. In the voluntary workouts and all that. And I think it just I don't know. I like go back and forth on this one. The Jets kind of probably did him dirty a little bit, and all they had to say was that he had something pre-planned. We knew about it. It is what it is. He's a veteran. Blah blah blah. But they had just the way they do things, just like ass backwards. They're like, oh, unexcused absence. Give the guy a freaking break.
yeah, man. Because I mean, who's the backup? Who's the backup quarterback?
Tyrod.
Tyrod. I mean, as long as Tyrod has a knack for getting hurt.
Yes, he does.
So you definitely I don't want to say you need a third, but I mean, you can never have too many quarterbacks, man.
Yeah, it's true. Not these days. Feel like last year everyone was hurt.
Oh yeah, man. It's like my Knicks, man. Just everybody was gone, man. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, it wasn't really much else in the NFL. I mean, still early, going through training camps. Season's far ahead. Definitely looking forward to fantasy football, but so I could reclaim my throne. But other than that, I mean, it's not really much else. Your boy Trevor Lawrence got a new deal.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised they re-signed him because Mac Jones was about to take his spot. So
that would be kind of funny.
I mean, it would be, man. I'm sure they have some way to get out of the deal, but I'm still not sold on Trevor Lawrence, man.
No, I know you're not.
I mean, definitely coming out of college, he was definitely a surefire number one pick, but I don't know, man. I think what I saw in college is not translating in the NFL. I don't know if it's the coaching or the scheme. It just seems like he maybe relies on too much on certain receivers. I mean, they don't really let him get out the pocket that much. I mean, he's mobile. He's a mobile quarterback. As I say, I don't know if it's the coaching, the scheming they're trying to run, or he just doesn't have the voice of the team yet. So
yeah, I don't know. It's probably going to be a big year for him here. He's got to now live up to that contract. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see what comes of it. But he's got a lot of money to.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting paid a lot, but your boy C.J. Stroud is in that division, and
I agree with you.
I mean, the Texans did win the division. The Texans got better. I mean, it's going to be it's gonna be a dogfight for that division, for them to win that division.
Yeah.
Then
Yep.
you got your boy Richardson coming back fully healthy, so Colts will definitely be in the mix. I said, man, you can't be getting paid all that money to be the third or fourth team in that division.
I agree.
And then on to the NBA. I'll let you get your stuff off. Boston Celtics win the 18th championship. How you feeling, man? Long
I
overdue, man.
felt pretty good. I think they were the best team all year. And they rolled in the playoffs. They went 16-3. Mavs, outside of that one game, they didn't really have much of a chance. I think just the way it matched up with Luka and Kyrie and against the Celtics. I think I told you that from the beginning. It was going to be a tough matchup for them. Um, and Luka, he just seems to wear down in the second half. I think he's in the first half of most of these games. He was probably the best player, and just kind of petered out at the end of these games. I don't know if it's a conditioning thing or it's just he hasn't played this many games. I mean, the guy, I feel like he plays basketball all the time. You see him in the European leagues after the season and things like that. Um, but yeah, I think the Celtics basically, were shutting down everybody else and just kind of letting Luka go one on one with either Brown or Tatum or White, whoever was on him, and just making sure that the role players didn't do anything, and they did a good job at it. And yeah, they were able to take him down in 5 games. Yeah, it's a big win, I think, for Tatum and Brown. After the Golden State loss, I think that everyone was like, oh, they're close. And then last year they lose to the Heat, and it's like, he had a lot of talking heads that were like, break them up, like they can't coexist. And Brown, people were wondering if the Celtics were going to pay him the max contract. And after this year and kind of the way that I'd say they changed their mindset as to, we just want to win. We don't really care about, the numbers will take care of themselves. Guys are gonna get their money. Now we need to win some championships. I think it kind of, the Missoula changed the way that they look at things. So yeah, I mean, now it's, they got that kind of that core locked up. They got Jalen. I mean, Jason's going to get his supermax this off season, so he'll be in for a big contract. And they got Drew signed up for another couple years. D White and KP are back next year. Pritchard, the 3-point mastermind, half quarter. He's locked up, so they got a good chunk of that team already under contract for the next few years. So yeah, I'd be looking for them to try to run it back next year.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting, man, because the team they should have been playing, they lost early, but you only play who's in front of you. I'm glad the Celtics stuck to their guns and kept, Tatum and Brown together.
Yeah,
About 3 years ago, people were saying, you got to break them up. They're pretty much the same type of player, but it's hard to find two guys that can, play defense, shoot, dribble, get to the basket. I mean,
exactly.
I mean that allowed them to do so much. As far as it's a matchup nightmare, pretty much.
Yeah,
With those two guys. And then they were alternating them on certain quarters. They let Brown go off in the second quarter. That was usually his big quarters. And then Tatum did everything he needed to do to win, man. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of noise whether or not Brown is the best player on the team, but I mean Tatum does a good job of canceling out that noise, not paying attention to it, and just do what he needs to do to win, man.
right.
It's gonna be hard to run it back, man. I know you
It
guys
is.
don't have a good team, man. I mean, we see what happened with the Nuggets. They try to run it back. Well, they did lose a lot of pieces, but I think it's gonna be interesting to see if you guys can get a few, like one or two bench players that'll come in on that vet minimum or that league minimum that just wants to win to help you guys. But just in case of injuries, but I mean, you guys had the injury with KP, but I felt like honestly,
No,
after you guys were up 2-0.
no.
Shout
Probably not.
That
It was. I mean, it was electric when he got into that first game though, and like just came in, drained a three,
yeah,
just like took off. That was fun.
yeah. They're like, isn't he injured? He got like 20 points already. Uh,
Yeah.
but I think it was also because he was playing against the Mavericks. You know, he wanted to get some revenge. Basically, how things went down over there.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, Mazzulla even said it today. He's like, we didn't really need him. It was more of a like he just wanted to play because that's the way
mhm.
he is.
Yeah, because I mean, pretty much the after the first two games, he didn't play game three, and then 4 and 5, he pretty much came in pretty much out in the second quarter. Well, second, yeah, pretty much. I think he didn't, I don't even think
He
he.
didn't play game four.
Oh yeah, he didn't play game four, and then he came in. He got
When he
injured in
played,
game three. Didn't
yeah,
play
no,
four.
he got injured in game two. He was out
Oh,
in
two
game
two.
three, and then four he was available, but he didn't play because they were getting beat so bad.
Yeah, okay, and then 5 he didn't. So
Yep.
that's what I said. I felt like after that first game, they didn't really need him too much. I mean, Missoula did a
No.
great job of shutting down, the Mavericks. What they like to do as far as, Luca and Kyrie getting in the lane, throwing them alleys. They made it more reliant on them role players. The role players cannot get in rhythm. I mean, Luca's going to be Luca, Kyrie's going to be Kyrie and get them points, but it's just not enough. They just didn't have enough.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's going to be interesting to see if you guys can run it back. I think a lot of teams, I won't say a lot of teams, but I feel like one or two teams are going to get better in the West. Not so I can't really see anybody getting better in the East besides the Knicks, but we're cursed, so ain't nobody gonna come to us. So we're just gonna see y'all in the conference finals and just not have enough. So, but other than that, I mean, it was a great NBA season. I know the Lakers fans were hurt. I don't know if you've seen the memes because they were saying the Lakers last time they won was 8-24, which are Kobe numbers.
Yeah.
So they were pretty hurt. But it's gonna be interesting, man.
Yeah. It's I think we'll have the draft here next week. You start to see probably some movement in players and things like that, but I don't see a ton going on. Obviously, we saw Siakam got locked up by Indiana. Like I said, Tatum's going to make some big cash here in the off season. But other than that, I mean, unless there's every once in a while you'll get that trade that no one expected, but I don't expect a ton of movement this off season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not really a bunch of free agents, like a big free
No,
agent. I mean, the only thing I could probably see is a big trade. Maybe Kevin Durant tries to one out of Phoenix, but reports are saying that he wants to stay there. But it's like I said, it's not really much. I don't see happen unless LeBron leaves the Lakers and goes to play with the Nuggets or somebody or Steph
right?
Curry or something big like that. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty much. I mean, probably Celtics probably going to be back in the finals again. The West is going to be interesting to see if the Nuggets could get back there because they're going to have to deal with the Timberwolves. But it's going all depends on the matchups. I think the Timberwolves are made to beat the Nuggets, but if they don't have to play them, then they can get back to the finals. That's what I said, man. It's going to be a fun little season next season.
Yeah, yeah. Feel like it's draft, summer league, and then we have a little waiting period, and then the season starts. It doesn't seem like there's much of an off season in basketball anymore.
Oh no, but that's the thing. It's going to be back in no time, just because by the time what you call it, the draft is over, we're probably just going to be pretty much in football mode. And then once
Hmm.
football kicks off, I mean, pretty much basketball's right there, right behind it. So you won't even realize there was a gap in basketball. So
Right, right.
I'm just gonna pray for my Knicks that we try to get somebody, but I don't think the league wants the Knicks to be good. So
I don't
and
know.
then
They had Randall in game five there, doing
yeah,
some
commentating.
some commentating. He it was just kind of awkward, like some of the stuff Stephen A was saying, and then saying like how the Celtics should be right back there next year, and like Randall's like, what do you want me to say? Yeah,
Yeah,
I think they will.
yeah. I
It was
think I
kind of
think he
kind of funny.
Yeah, I think he was trying to get something out of him, whether or not he wants to be traded or stay with the team.
Yeah,
I mean, there's rumors that he might no longer want to be with the team. So that's what I said. We're gonna have to wait and see what we can do. I don't
yeah.
think. I think OG was a little upset about his offer that he got, so he might test free agency.
Hmm.
Um, I think Harkenstein's pretty much going to be gone. I don't think we're going to be able to afford him because he's going to get a big payday. And that's the thing. I don't think nobody's trying to trade players to the Knicks. So
No.
if we can't get them straight up out of free agency or through the draft, it's going to be pretty. And then I don't think we talked about this, but your boy Dan Hurley turned down the Lakers job.
Oh yeah.
I forget. I
I
think
was, I was, oh, so we can. This is interesting, right? So today the Pistons fired Monty Williams.
oh
Um,
he's still
so
getting paid for the next 5 years,
so
by the
he
way.
he's got a nice $65 million buyout coming his way after he just got one a couple years ago for 20 million from the Suns. So Monty Williams is set for life in buyouts.
Oh yeah.
Um, but I was talking to my buddy who's a Pistons fan, and it was curious on the timing, right? So like they said it came from ownership or whatever. Do you think that the Lakers, or they were trying to wait for the Lakers situation to play out before they jumped in and did something? Um, because like this whole and the Lakers, I would think, sort of embarrassed themselves with this whole Danny Hurley thing. I think they tried to pull like a big PR stunt move, and if I were them, um, I would have just like tried to play it. You know how like sometimes these deals, like the Brad Stevens to the Celtics. Remember that like came out of nowhere, and everyone was like,
Hmm.
"Whoa!"
Yeah.
Like I feel like they tried to make it so public, like, "Oh, we're going after Danny Hurley. We're going to pay him all this money." And to me, like, if he says no, then it's like, okay, now you've like kind of jaded all the other guys that you've been talking to. What's your like? What's your backup plan? And I know it wouldn't matter. I don't think it would matter to a guy like Redick or someone like that. But like now that the league's got to be looking at him like, what are the Lakers doing over there? Like I don't know. It just seemed like, I mean, good for Danny Hurley for turning it down. I don't think he was going to make much more money, and he's going to have to deal with a bunch of idiots out there. But but yeah, it's kind of embarrassing for the Lakers.
Yeah, I feel like the Lakers are kind of in a pride and ego type of situation where
Yeah,
they feel like, hey, we're the Lakers. You should
yeah,
be honored. You kind of should be honored to come here, but
yeah, absolutely.
which is not the case. The fact that they offered him. I mean, he does have a great basketball pedigree as far
Yeah,
as coaching. But I also think they kind of wanted to stay away from anybody linked or associated with LeBron. There were
yeah,
rumors that JJ was being interviewed, but after Hurley turned it down, they said JJ was not interviewed yet. And then the fact that they didn't really want to give up control, I think that's what Hurley wanted. And they didn't really want to pay him. Like they was giving him like 6 for 76, but I think it would have probably they could have got him if they went up to like 100.
probably, yeah,
Because I mean, you got for you to pull somebody that's won two back-to-back national championships as far as basketball, possibly about to win a third. I mean, you got to make him an offer he cannot refuse.
yeah.
And then
Agreed.
I felt like they didn't do that. They kind of lowballed him.
Yeah,
Um,
I thought so too.
and then um, the fact that nobody's really lining up for the Lakers job, it says a lot about the organization. Um,
Yeah, yep.
like I said, and I think it's a pride thing. Like they feel like, hey, we're the Lakers. Everyone wants to, coach here. We can get whatever coach we want, but that's
Hmm.
not the case, man.
Yep. No, I agree. I think it was a lot of that kind of hubris and things like that. And now they're in a situation where they didn't get Hurley, and don't really know who their coach is going to be. So yeah, but I mean, as far as it goes with like the Pistons, I think that the Pistons probably were like wanting to probably get rid of Williams earlier, but they didn't want to go head to head against the Lakers. Um,
Hmm.
so I don't know. I think with the Pistons, I was, my thought was look at a guy like Sam Cassell, um, with the Celtics, and I feel like he's he knows Detroit. I felt like he would be a fit in there, but Yeah, I don't know where the Pistons go. I don't know where the Lakers are going to go. Something tells me JJ Redick's going to get a job in one of these two places, though.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. It's crazy how somebody can go from not not even coaching on the staff to immediate head coach. But I mean, I would like to see the Pistons go with either, a young up and coming coach or
Yeah.
um, somebody that's kind of established, like how the Pacers went out and got Rick Carlisle, or like
Yep.
um, somebody's going to change the face of the organization. But you also got to give them a chance. I mean, they've been drafting pretty much, I feel like the same type of players the past few
Oh, for
years.
sure.
Um, and I mean, they're not able to draw on free agents. They're either going to have to try to give up some of those, draft picks to try to, bring somebody in that's going to provide some stability.
Yep.
Um, try to get a few vets here and there. But I think if you went the older route and you got an older established coach, it'll be easy to bring some players in that might want to go play for them. And then outside of that, your boy Bronny, he's only worked out for two teams, man. What is going on here, man?
Your guess is as good as mine. The Lakers, I think, came out today and said they're not going to lowball. They're not going to trade up for him or anything like that. I don't know. This whole thing's weird. I got to imagine he's going to go to the Lakers, but yeah, it's a funky situation.
Yeah, I wonder if somebody will draft him just so they can try to trade him to the Lakers and get draft picks. I think that would be pretty funny. Like if you had to pick right before the Lakers, let's say second round or late first.
Yeah, but the
Um,
problem is he's not good, so you don't really have any leverage to send them there. You know what I mean? And you're probably not going to carry him on your team. So then what the hell do you do with the guy?
well, I mean, unless LeBron says, "Hey, I want to play with my son," right? It's kind of like the Giannis and Thanos situation. Like, hey, you got to make an extra roster spot for him, regardless if you want to play him or not. But like for a team that might be on the brink, they might need a superstar. It might be a superstar away or something, one piece away. And if you're able to draft Bronny to get LeBron to sign for a 1 year or something, I mean, I would take a shot at him.
Yeah.
I think he might go undrafted, then probably get a. We'll see him in a summer league. Maybe he'll make a team or get a 10 day or something. But I mean, he he's a lot to develop.
He does. He's got a lot of room there. But yeah, I think we'll just have to see what happens here next week.
Yep, it's gonna be interesting. What was it Thursday or Friday?
It's Thursday.
I noticed the NBA broke up the draft now, trying to be like the
Fir-
NFL do it.
first time. Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see if like how the ratings pan out for them. And then wasn't really much else in NCAA or WNBA. I mean, girl Cameron Brink tore ACL
Mm,
out for the season. Um,
brutal.
yeah, I mean, she was killing it. One of the rookies under the radar. I think she was averaging like 4 blocks a game, 3 or 4 blocks, pretty much almost in the top in the league as far as blocks. So I mean,
Yep.
defensively, she's definitely making an impact. Hopefully, she can bounce back from this quickly, but it's tragic.
Yeah. That was really sad. Like you said, she's having a good year. Unfortunate. Hopefully she can bring it back next year healthy. And she just got to call the Olympic team, and
Hmm.
kind of sucks. So
Yep. But I mean, it's a learning lesson. You know, um,
sure.
hopefully, something comes out of this as far as her getting stronger or something.
Yep.
Um, but I mean, work. So it allows her to work on her game. Because I mean, they pretty much as far as the women. I mean, they went from college straight to that WNBA. Pretty much no break in between. So
Yeah.
I mean, this allows her to get a break and get her feedback under her and do some new things, man.
Yep.
And then as far as then we had PGA, we had the what was it
U.S.
the
Open.
U.S. Open down in your hometown.
Yeah, it was down in Pinehurst, number 2, about an hour and a half from me. Actually had the pleasure of going on Saturday. What a place that is. It's super cool. Just like the the way that they redid that whole area and kind of started exposing kind of the natural sand hills, and you saw the wispy grass and wiregrass they call it, and all the different species of like plants they put in there. It's just a really cool venue, and it the way that the course is designed, you can see a kind of like a bunch of different holes while you're walking around, and it's all like different sorts of holes. Like you walk from a drivable par four and into a long par four, into a par five, and then into a par. It's just a really cool kind of setup, and even though it was like super hot, probably around 95 degrees on Saturday, it was just it was a really good time. Got to see a bunch of the guys, especially the early guys, kind of up close. Just some fun shots. And it's cool watching some of these guys kind of struggle on these greens too. It makes you feel like you're not the only one out there that's struggling on the course. I think we watched Matt Fitzpatrick put one on 5 to like 8 feet, and it rolled right back off the green and into a bunker, and he kind of stood there for about 3 minutes just staring at the green like, how did this happen? So it was fun. Obviously Sunday, crazy final round. It was kind of a face off between Bryson and Rory.
Hmm.
Rory was hitting putts from everywhere all day long. Bryson had yeah, I thought Bryson played pretty solid. He all really all week. I mean, he didn't drive the ball particularly great, but his short game was amazing. He was up and down from everywhere. Even on Sunday on number 8, which is a hole you cannot miss long. He went long left and miraculously got up and down from there. He had a couple other ones on the day where he was just like, how did he do that? And really all weekend, Saturday too. But yeah, so Rory took a two-stroke lead, I think, on 13, and just had some gut punch putts down the stretch on 16. He hit a good shot into the green. His first putt only went a couple feet by, which is kind of the speed you play for. And then he missed it. I think he was 496 putts inside 3 feet this year, and he hadn't missed one until then. And then on 18, pulled his drive left and kind of had a bad lie in the wispy or the wiregrass. Punched out and then put a chip shot to about 3 feet, a little over 3 feet, and missed that one. I was like, I just like was I felt so bad for the guy. Obviously, like, he's a professional golfer and whatnot. You're just kind of gutted, like, watching that. He hasn't won a major in 10 years. He was supposed to be like the phenom post Tiger, and finally felt like we've seen him in these Sundays, and he's missed a lot of these putts, birdie putts. They just haven't dropped, and it felt like they were dropping on Sunday until 16, and yeah, it was just like almost put a little bit of pit in your stomach, kind of watching him miss those two putts, which these guys, I mean, especially him, never miss. But it still took Bryson on 18. He drove his ball left too, and ended up punching one into the bunker, which is one of the hardest bunkers at number 2, and just hit an incredible shot to a couple feet and hit the putt to win it. So I mean, good on Bryson. He played well. Obviously, he's turning into sort of he's kind of I heard it put well, I think, today. He's sort of in between the YouTube golfers and the professional golfers. I mean, obviously he's still a professional golfer, but he also has his YouTube stuff, and he's always creating content. So even like the old older 65-year-old curmudgeon golf watcher knows Bryson, and so does the 12-year-old who's on TikTok, right? Like, um, so he's almost like the bridge from YouTube golf to professional golf, and he's kind of embraced it. I think when he first came out, a lot of people, including myself, couldn't really stand him. He was kind of like I don't know, a bit of a dweeb, and just kind of thought he was better than everybody. And now he's kind of dialed that back, and he's making for lack of a better term, he's kind of making the game fun. he's engaging. We followed him. I followed him for 4 or 5 holes on Saturday, and then obviously watched on Sunday. But all day Saturday, just looking at the fans, waving, smiling, high fiving. Not a lot of golfers do that. I mean, Mickelson was one, which is why he was so endearing to people. But these guys tend to just get locked in and they're kind of built to ignore everything that's going on. But he's kind of embraced it, and it's sort of fun to watch.
I mean, going into the event, who would you say was you were the most excited to see?
When I got there,
Yeah.
I probably stuck around longer than I normally would have to see him play. I wanted to see Scotty Scheffler, which we saw. He was out early. I wanted to see Rory because there's no one that swings a driver like that guy. I wanted to see Brooks Koepka, which again he was out early, so we got to see him. And I mean, I would have loved to have seen Tiger, but he wasn't there. He didn't make the cut. But other than that, I think that's really it. Watched Keegan for a little bit. But yeah, those are really the main guys. I like watching everyone that comes through. Some guys are shockingly big, and some guys are like shockingly small. So it's always interesting seeing how they play these holes too. But yeah, I got to see pretty much everyone that played. Neil Shipley's an amateur. He was kind of surprisingly big, and I forget where he's out of. He just turned pro, but he made a little bit of a run on Saturday. I think he birdied 8, 9, and 10, and we were sitting like right in that little triangle. So I got to see all three of those. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, overall it was fun to watch.
Awesome, man. Did you get any pictures with any any golfers like beforehand or?
I got pictures of them on the course. When we walked up, Tommy Fleetwood was practicing on the putting green, like near us. That was kind of cool. We saw Brooks over there as well. We were sitting on the 9th tee box. Got to see Cam Smith and Matt Kuchar, which was kind of cool. Pretty close. And then who's hit the tee shot? Oh, it was Matt Fitzpatrick. So on the number 2. So where the 1 green is, the 2 tee box is like right next to it. But where you stand to watch the 1 green, basically the 2 tee box is right there. And I didn't realize it, so we're just standing there watching Fitzpatrick on the green, and then they walk over the tee box, and they're like right there, and they kind of shoot it over your head. So that was kind of cool. So I got a video of that. But yeah, just we got right next to Jordan Spieth. So when we were walking back to grab some water, Jordan Spieth sprayed one right on 8, and we were like maybe a foot from his ball when it settled. So we were like right there when he hit out of the crap. So that was kind of cool.
Oh, nice, man. Pretty much, are there like they don't do like I want to say meet and greets for like golf, do they?
No, but they'll hang out. It's like sign stuff like Finau, and a lot of the guys do it now. They'll just hang out and sign stuff, take pictures, but mostly for the kids. But you can, I'm sure if you ask, they'd take a picture. Most of the golfers out there now are pretty personable. But yeah, I think Bryson was there Sunday night signing autographs till like 10 p.m. or something crazy. So yeah, they'll definitely they'll engage with you.
Sounds like a fun time, man. What I was gonna say what you drink down there, but you're probably gonna tell me later. So
yeah, sure I am.
Well, perfect segue. It's that time again, ladies and gentlemen. We got another edition of JD's Bites and Brew. What you got for us?
I can't remember if we did this one. I don't think. Oh, please. The chicken shawarma, did I do that last time? I think I did. I made it again. It was that good. Sorry, we're in a light week this week because getting ready for a light couple of weeks before we head back to Massachusetts. All right. So this is a pretty basic one, but it turned out to be pretty delicious. So it's a cheesy buffalo chicken and crispy potato meal.
Hmm.
So you basically cut up, take a bunch of chicken breasts, cut it up, season it with salt, chili powder, onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, and then you dice up some potatoes, cover them with a little bit of olive oil, some of the same seasoning, so salt, pepper, paprika, garlic powder, onion powder. Mix those all together. I throw them in the air fryer. You can bake them too if you want. So throw them in the air fryer about 25 minutes, and then you get if you have it, an cast iron pan. Put a little bit of butter in there. Throw some onion in. Get that cooking, and then put your chicken in. And then once the chicken's cooked through, you add some buffalo sauce, stir that all together. Can put a little bit of honey on it if you want. Make it like a hot honey. Mix that all in. Throw your potatoes that you air fried into that same skillet. Mix those together, and then top with some mozzarella cheese. And then you can either cook it on the stove or bake in the oven. I baked in the oven at 400 for about 15-20 minutes till the cheese melts, and then topped it with a little more buffalo sauce. And then you can do ranch or blue cheese on either on the side or on top of it. But I kept it on the side, a little bit of blue cheese on the side for dipping purposes. And yeah, it's good to make in a big batch. You can reheat it, reheats well, but pretty easy, straightforward, and pretty delicious.
Sounds pretty good, man. What was that one inspired by something? Like, did you see some?
I just,
Uh,
I'm always browsing kind of food recipes, and I like to try to find things that I can make that heat up well, so we can make a bunch of it and then have it for lunch the next day. So basically, like almost like four meals. So me and Michelle for dinner and lunch the next. But yeah, just going through, some of these recipes will pop up, and you can adjust them to fit your needs. This one was pretty straightforward. I season my potatoes a little differently than some people do. So, but other than that, it's chicken potato bake is pretty straightforward. But just you find these little things that make it a little bit better.
oh yeah, definitely got to play around with it, to your liking. And once you get it, get your proportions right as far as flavors or
Yeah,
ingredients, that's when it's lights out.
no, for sure.
And then what did you guys drink that down with?
All right, so being in Pinehurst over the weekend, one of the breweries down there, Southern Pines Brewing Company, probably about 15-20 minutes from Pinehurst, but well within that, the golf area there. You got Southern Pines, the course. You got Mid Pines, Pine Needles, bunch of really nice courses there. They have their own brewery, and they had some beer out at the American Express tent, which American Express cardholders were able to get into.
Oh
So it
yeah,
was some nice air conditioning on that 95-degree day. They also had
AC.
you know beer and drinks to go with that. But went with the Man of Law. So it's an IPA. It has, I think it was Amarillo Cascade hops. It has that pineapple-y type flavor, pineapple orange flavor.
Hmm.
Uh, it's not. It wasn't too. I wouldn't say it was like a hazy IPA. It was just kind of I would call it more of a standard IPA. Thought it was had a good taste. It wasn't too filling. It was, yeah, 6.4%. I think overall just kind of a solid beer. Again, nothing I'm climbing over a fence to get, but if it's there, it had a good taste to it. It was, again, hot day. It went down smooth, probably too smooth, but yeah, overall thought it was pretty good. I'd give it a 7.5.
That's solid, man. You can't go
Yeah,
wrong with that, man.
no.
And then were there other were there other ones you wanted to try that somebody else tried that wasn't as good that you were glad you got the one you got?
So they had that. That was I didn't see any other beer that I want to try. I did try. They had these Doers and lemonade pre-mixed
Hmm.
drinks, and those were pretty good. Would have been a little bit better if it was like icy cold. But those were solid. But no, other than that, no, it was pretty much your kind of your standard beers.
Oh, okay. But like I said,
I think Pinehurst has a brewing company, but I didn't see anything from them.
oh man, I was saying maybe they took them out or
Yeah, I mean, I went Saturday, so who knows if they just ran out. But yeah, I didn't see anything from them.
hey. But definitely, I mean, like I said, definitely can't go wrong with that 7.5, man.
Oh yeah,
So
solid.
and then that's JD's Bites and Brew, everybody. And then on to the BRRs. We caught up on some new stuff, some new shows dropped. And we got some stuff we're still going through, like the Veil, Out of Range, Dark Matter. Are you caught up on Dark Matter?
I'm not. No,
Oh man, what episode are you up to?
I still on one.
Oh man, it's getting saucy, man.
Is it?
Uh, yeah, it's getting good, man.
Was Tom's prediction way off?
Yeah, especially about the family. Pretty much, his whole prediction sounds like it's going to be way off. So I mean, it just makes it better. I can't give anything away since you didn't see anything. So
No, it's fine.
definitely something you want to check out when you get a chance, man. Then they have the show Clipped. I mean, as bad as this is still one of the craziest stories. Like when you see some of this stuff. So
Was
the
it
girl,
clipped?
yeah. So it's a story about the Donald Sterling and
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
Clippers. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, the casting's bad, man. The From Doc Rivers, even though it's Lauren Fishburne, I mean, it's just bad, man. It's a bad show, but this story is outrageous. And then like after you watch an episode, you're probably gonna like Google to see if some stuff happened, and some of the stuff did. Um, it's just it's crazy, man. Definitely something you can watch if you want to get some giggles. Guy they drafted is Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan. It's just pure comedy. I mean, the guy that plays Steph Curry and Draymond, like I said, it's just pure comedy, man. Like the casting wasn't even close.
Yeah.
Um, but definitely a interesting story outside of the bad casting. Then we got House of Dragons, man. You
We're back.
Yep, we're back. Did you see the first episode?
I did. Yep.
Man, I mean they
They
start us off.
they hop
Okay.
right back in, huh?
Yeah, man. They start us off with the little spoiler of Ned Stark's like great granddad or whatever
Hmm.
narrating the little story part. He's in charge
Hmm.
of was it what they call the wall
Man in the wall. Yep.
so he's in charge over there, holding it down, explaining to what's her name's son damn what's her name whatever her son's name pretty much
Luke,
yeah
the
I
one
think
that
that's
got
his name.
killed.
No, it wasn't Luke. I think he's the older one of the older brothers.
Yeah. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I forget the name.
Well, yeah, he's
Aegon? No,
yeah,
Aegon's the king.
yeah.
Aemon is the
They
douchebag.
they got mad names that's like very similar, which is funny.
Dude, they're all similar.
Well, he's explaining to son number two that that is some shit behind this wall that
You don't want to see.
see yeah you don't want to see even the dragons are scared of. So they dropped that little Easter egg on the what's behind the wall, but as far as the White Walkers,
Yep.
I'm sure they're gonna revisit what's behind the wall later on. And we're probably gonna get some story about that.
Hmm.
And then the game's beginning, man. She spent most of the episode looking for her remains of her son. She finally found it. You know, she's out for blood now. Um, the brother's out for blood. Um, it's crazy though because he got the two assassins in. They could have took a shot at the king, but I
Yeah.
mean, I guess they overlooked it. Um, I mean, they said this was going to be as bad as the Red Wedding. It wasn't exactly because they didn't really show anything, but it was definitely up there though as far as like
Yeah.
gruesome.
Yeah, killing a kid in the first episode is kind of wild.
Yeah, because you can hear him cutting his head off with a
Oh yeah,
freaking knife. So I was like, oh man. And then she like
yeah,
calmly walks
I
away.
know.
I thought that was crazy. But I mean, great way to start the first episode of the season, man.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good way to kind of just jump right back in. Yeah, you kind of saw like Aegon is I don't know, still kind of a loose cannon, bringing Jacaerys into the council meeting, and I think Otto is kind of like regretting maybe his decisions on working Aegon in there, and I'm
Hmm.
still trying to figure out what the sneaky guy with the cane, what's his end game? I forget his name.
Well, ain't he the feet guy?
Yeah, the feet guy.
He likes what's name's feet.
Yeah,
He's a
he
little
likes yeah.
yeah. I wonder who he's related to. Like if he's related to like what was it, Killjoy or one of those
Oh,
other guys?
yeah, I don't know.
But
Baelish.
yeah, one of he's
Oh,
related to one of them.
Laris.
Hilarious, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I wonder if he's related to one of them, man. But I mean, like I said, man, they got us. They got us with the first episode. It's pretty much going to be a war, between these two sides. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing if any of the dragons go at it, as far as them riding on the dragons. But there's going to be a lot of sneaky games though, because he got the lady that was in charge of like the whorehouse. I forgot her name. On his
oh, the
side
White
now.
Worm. White
Yeah.
Worm.
Yeah, so I'm that's why I'm bad with names on this show, but
Oh
I know
yeah,
what's going on. I know what's going on though. But
yeah.
it's
The names are tough. I get like I was confused early. It took me like a half an hour to like catch back up, because like Rhaenyra and her aunt, I don't remember her name. They kind of like look the same now. And
yeah.
I was trying to figure out what was going on there, and I forgot about the guy with the dreads there, like what his deal was. And I don't know, it just like took me like 20 minutes, and I was like, okay, I'm back. I'm on board. I know where we're at. Um, but yeah, there's a couple characters I'm wondering what they do. Like Laris is one of them, and then who's the guy, Chris, the Allison's lover. What's going to happen with him, Mister Upstanding Citizen, but not really guy. I think, what is he, he's like the head of the armed guard or whatever, whatever they call themselves.
Yeah, but then he slept with both of them, right? Her and
I think so.
so he's just trying to stay relevant out there.
Exactly.
But man, it's gonna be a good season, man.
Yeah.
Because I saw they were posting like the run times for each episode. I think
Hmm.
the second was like an hour and a half or hour and 45 minutes, or
Yeah.
the third one, which is gonna be great, man. Great show, man. Glad it's back.
Yep.
And then on the other show, have you caught up with Mayor of Kingstown?
No, not yet. I'm waiting for it to run a few more episodes, then I'm gonna do my 2 weeks of Paramount Plus.
Oh man, it's getting spicy, man.
Is it?
Yeah, man. It's just they're trying to come at the king, man. But I feel like Bunny's about to do something to get in charge, man.
Oh,
That's my
really?
pre- that's my
Oh,
prediction, man.
I love Bunny.
Yeah, man. He's doing a great job, man. I like him. I like him. He's like my favorite character on the show besides
Renner.
yeah, besides him. Um, but I am a little confused though as far as like the the different factions, because they brought in some new guy, and I wonder how he relates to the old guy that faked his death. Uh,
Hmm.
but it's another good show, man. This
Yeah.
makes me want to put up a chart of like all the networks and all their top shows to see who got the best group of shows right now. It's probably gonna be HBO or yeah, probably gonna be maybe
Yeah.
HBO. Apple's getting up there, man. They got some good shows. I know you saw was it the
Oh,
Guilty?
presumed innocent. Presumed
Yeah,
innocent.
Innocent. I heard that was
Yeah.
good too. How was that?
Oh, it's really good.
I mean, they got that, and they got Dark Matter. It seems like they were going two good shows back to backs. Because I remember they had Silo on and the other joint with the guy that was multiple personalities.
Oh yeah. I forget the name of that show, but yeah, you're right.
So it's going to be fun. Hopefully they can continue this pace into winter. I like it. I ain't gonna lie. It's hot as hell outside, so this gives me a reason to be inside and watch some shows. So definitely, still didn't like, get a chance to check out the Acolyte yet. I don't know. Did you get a chance to check that out yet?
Not yet, no.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm still waiting on get a chance to check that out. I just put on the first episode of The Boys. Good episode. I'm liking the show. I mean, you can't complain. It's a good mix of comedy, drama, and action.
Nice.
It's crazy. It's crazy how they spoofing the Marvel and the DC guys so quick.
Yeah.
I feel like they should get sued some anytime, but I mean I think the way their spoof laws are, I mean they can't really do anything to them. But
Right.
they're doing a good job with spoofing some of these superheroes, as far as like the names and like the superpowers and the type of things they do. So definitely a good show you want to.
Nice.
And then it's pretty much it, man. Just waiting for, the Bear in about a week and a half, probably no a week, because the Bears giving us all the episodes. So
Next weekend, yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be a jam-packed weekend next weekend, man. And then I forgot to I checked out that movie with it's called the Thought of You with the girl from The Devil Wears Prada, Joan Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, this movie was good, man. I might have to give it a 7.5.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, this is definitely a day night movie you can watch. It's pretty much about a woman in her 40s who she gets back out into the dating world, not on purpose, but of dating somebody younger than her, and then she has to deal with a lot of the stuff of dating a younger person, and the person's a celebrity, so it's a whole whirlwind of stuff. I think it was based off a book, but I mean it's a good movie, man. I ain't gonna lie, it was a good movie, man. It kept me glued. I thought it was gonna be cheesy or corny. It was a good movie, man. She did a good job. It was a good movie, man. Pretty much a solid good movie, man.
Okay.
But definitely one of those rom-coms you can check out, man. And that's all I got, man. That was pretty much it.
Got a lot going on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, until next time.
I want to thank y'all for rocking out here on the Sports Sidebar Podcast. Give y'all something to ride out on.